Fuzion here, back with another video. Some more First Take. It's been a while since I've done a reaction to First Take. A lot of stuff has been going on, but we're back on that, as well as I do have another video coming out later on today, talking about the NBA divisions. Yesterday I did the Atlantic, and today I have the Central division coming out at 6. So make sure that you guys are subscribed and waiting on that. But yeah, so Stephen A declares that Damian Lillard and Giannis will be the NBA's best duo. I have done a couple shorts and the TikToks, just gauging on what people think as well on that. And make sure that you are subscribed to or following my TikTok as well. That will be linked in the description down below. Also, I post quite a bit on there. It is just really just gauging on what people out there really think about basketball and asking them questions more so than anything. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get started.
Everything he needs to contend for a championship in Milwaukee. Dame spoke for the first time as a member of the Bucks at Media Day on Monday. Dame, what's on your mind now that you're taking your talents to the Midwest?
At my age and at this stage of my career, I think it came at the perfect time because I'm prepared for, a situation like this. And Giannis and I spoke, and it was, I think the focal point of that conversation was just that, yes, it looks good, and it's an attractive thing, me and him playing together, the kind of team that we have, but the work has to get done. And, I think that's one thing that we're extremely like-minded about. I couldn't be more excited. I couldn't be more thankful for this opportunity to play along.
That was a really nice spin move by Giannis. But so before we do get started, I do want to pretty much give you guys my thoughts first. If they will be the best duo. So they do have a couple people like competing for that spot of best duo in the NBA. We have those two, as well as Jokic and Murray, Jamal Murray, Devin Booker and KD, AD and LeBron, and I'm missing maybe two more. I think they work well together. People will have to guard Damian Lillard at almost damn near the half-court line. And what has always been like the issue with how Giannis plays is he needs floor spacing. There's not many better floor spacers than Damian Lillard. I think there's maybe two other people that could be on that same level, Trae Young and Steph Curry. Steph Curry is obviously like the best from that deep, but those two other than him are great examples of what they can do well. This lets Giannis do his coast-to-coast play quite well as lets him take his like dribble farther than just from free throw line extended. And by that I mean he can probably do top of the key now because people will have to guard Damian Lillard out there. That will force people to go out even more. So Drew Holiday, was a great defender, a overall great basketball player, but he was never a offensive threat like Damian Lillard is. And I think adding an even more offensive-minded guard to that team will force the opposite team to learn how to defend him and Giannis. Of course, adding offensive threats are always great, but picking someone who is damn near the complete opposite of how Giannis plays, I think it works. As well as Damian Lillard having that ability to take people off of the dribble, setting up Giannis for easy lobs or easy back cuts. They still have Brook Lopez, who can still, in my opinion, probably like the best three-point shooting big man in the league right now. Most consistent, and he will knock that down. He is one of the few centers I actually trust with shooting that 3-point shot and making it consistent. Chris Middleton, he will be healthy. I think it will also help him not to have to be that second guy all the time as well. That will take off pressure on him. He will be able to get more jump shots, more catch and shoot threes, something he does quite well as well. Clutch time performances also. Giannis isn't a great 3-point shooter most of the time. A 3-point shot or the threat of making the 3-point shot helps out a lot during that clutch time. Adding Dame time to that will overall improve that clutch time performance. So it won't just have to be Giannis. It won't just have to be Chris Middleton. You have Damian Lillard who can take over that role and, again, like relieve pressure off of Giannis from having to shoot that 3-point shot or having the threat of the 3-point shot. Damian Lillard is also great on the ball scorer as well. ISOs. He knows how to run a pick and roll quite well as well. And I think it'll be an adjustment for him having to play with someone like Giannis, who is definitely a slasher by heart. Pretty much him having to learn how to throw that pass when Giannis is coming off of a back cut, or being willing like to shoot the jump shot, knowing that Giannis will be able to get that rebound and then just easily go back up with it. That is something that I think will also be a huge improvement. Giannis will be getting a lot more garbage buckets, so you could definitely see his rebound and scoring numbers go up a tad bit, because if you're shooting more threes, there's a good chance that rebound will come off a bit harder. And Giannis is someone who is willing to get down there and try to get rebounds. So you can see that improving slightly more as well. Also, Giannis is an unselfish player. So Damian Lillard, who is a great shooter, who can shoot the ball quite well off of a dribble move, but can also hit quite well off of a catch and shoot, off of a dish out. Giannis can get the rebound, dish it out, make the team collapse on him. And since Damian Lillard can shoot from far, it will be harder for people to close out on Damian Lillard to make great shots. I could see that play being run where Giannis gets it at the top of the key, does a one dribble move, swing through, head to the basket, easy dish out from deep three. Damian Lillard has the shot. I could see that being a bread and butter play that they can run and will run. What else can I say? I think defensively, I will take Jrue Holiday, but I don't think Damian Lillard is a bad defender. I think that I think it'll be interesting how he will adjust to the defensive movement and like the defensive playmaking of Giannis. Giannis is a great defender. I personally think that Giannis is top 3 defender in the league. He is willing to guard the big man, but also can move light on his feet, like to guard taller shooting guards and small forwards such as Never Swing the Rock, Michael Porter Jr., such as Kyle Kuzma, who is a taller guard. So that also does add like the versatility on the defensive end that I think Damian Lillard will need to adjust to and will like that quite more. I can see him improving on the defensive end because he's willing to take those risks to, I don't know, try to get an extra steal here and there, jump a passing lane because you know that you have Giannis who is willing to go above and beyond on the defensive side also. Of course, like I said earlier, I do think that the pick and roll will always be an option, as well as the pick and pop with Brook Lopez. I do think Giannis has been working on his jumper. If he got a nice little pull-up game or even like developed a solid floater, I think that will overall just open up this team even more and let Giannis be Giannis and let Damian Lillard be Damian Lillard to a further extent. So those are my thoughts on it. I do think it's early to tell if they are the best duo, but Giannis is the best. He may be the best defender out of all of the other duos. I think that AD may have a conversation there, but I personally think Giannis is a better defender, but AD is a better offensive player. So I think that would be like the only conversation there is Damian Lillard and Giannis versus LeBron and AD. I think those two duos would be the only ones with a fair comparison, in my opinion. I just don't think Jokic is a great defender, and I think that has to be slashed and taken from him. But I still think that that Nuggets duo is honestly pretty crazy. But I don't think it's just that duo that is handling that team. I think it is the addition of Aaron Gordon, the addition of Michael Porter Jr., who can again space the floor, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, who is again a floor spacer. So I think it's not fair to really compare like the duos, because I don't think of those two as just a duo. I think that the Nuggets team, like within itself, is the team. But I know that there's going to be quite a bit of duo play between Damian Lillard and Giannis. Hopefully that was clear. I definitely could just be yapping, but so let's go ahead and continue. But those are my thoughts there. I think they are either the first best or the second best, just depending on how the season goes. But just from eye test, I prefer the Damian Lillard and Giannis duo. But you can't go. But there's really maybe there's a bit over or under against like the Lakers duo.
Side, the best player in the league. It's gonna be fun.
Giannis and Dame, my goodness. With these recent trades, the odds to win the title have shifted at Caesars Sportsbook. Currently, the Bucks are favored at plus 400, followed closely by the Celtics, Nuggets, and Suns. The Warriors.
I think that this team is definitely going to be a problem. They replaced their defender with an even better player and defender with Drew Holiday. They lost Marcus Smart, but got Drew Holiday. And Drew Holiday is a better player and a better defender than Marcus Smart. I think that the Celtics just got better. And they did lose a little bit of height and toughness with Robert Williams, but I think that they can supplement that. Again, I already did talk about the Nuggets. The Suns with Bradley Beal, I think that is going to be an interesting team. I'm wondering if they can share the rock enough. Of course, the Warriors had no big men, and I am still highly questionable on the Lakers. I already did a video on everyone already. Those will be coming out later on in the week, so stay tuned.
10-1, the Lakers 11-1. All right, Shannon, will Dame and Giannis be the best duo in the NBA?
No, individually, they might be the two best players. So if you look at all the duos individually, but I think the best duo is going to be Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic, because I saw them on display and they played together. And Jamal Murray is going to be another year removed from that ACL surgery. And we saw what he did in the playoffs last year: 26, 7, and 6. Nikola Jokic, 30, 13, and 9. That is the best duo. They can put you in pick and roll. Both can shoot threes. Both guys can put the ball on the floor. Both guys can make free throws when you foul them. I think that's going to be the best duo, because Jamal Murray is only getting better and better. We thought the bubble Stephen A. was an aberration. No, he's showing you he's that dude. He legit.
Mm-hmm. You know what, Shannon? As I listen to you talk about basketball, I'm very proud. I'm very proud. I gotta give props where it's due, man. I'm very proud. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's a damn good point. And I love me. You can't find a bigger fan of Jamal Murray than me, not just as a player, but a person. I really root for him. He's a real good dude, and I think he's a spectacular player who shows up in big moments. Here's why I would tell you, respectfully, however, that you are wrong. It's going to be Dame and Giannis, because of the locomotive that Giannis Giannis is on a night in, night out basis on both ends of the floor. See, we think about Jokic, we see his passing ability, we see his shot making ability. As unorthodox as he is, he's just incredibly unstoppable. It's unbelievable to watch. The flip side, however, is that defensively, at times he is a liability. He is not as formidable as Giannis is.
No.
When I think about Giannis and what Giannis brings to the table on both ends of the floor, the locomotive that he is on the offensive side of the ball, the fact that he's got somebody like a Damian Lillard, who we would be calling the best point guard in the league if it were not for the existence of Steph Curry, who we would be looking at. I mean, you can make a legitimate argument when it comes to actually closing. He is just as lethal as Steph Curry.
Yeah.
And so when I look at it from that perspective, the combination of that working together, I'm looking at Tatum and Jaylen Brown. I'm looking at your boy LeBron with AD. I'm looking at KD and Devin Booker. I'm looking at all of that. But I got to tell you right now, Damian with Giannis, I can't go against that right now.
Yeah, just like what he said, Damian Lillard, without maybe the best point guard ever, be it with Steph, of course. Steph and Magic, of course, like that's a whole conversation, because I feel like you have to like define what point guard is. They play the point guard position completely different. So I feel like that conversation would be a whole nother video. If you guys would like that, let me know in the comments down below. 5 likes and I'll definitely do it, because I do think that is a conversation that does need to be had at some point, because I do think that the point guard position has evolved from just the floor general. I think now it is a playmaker, and a playmaker can score, if that makes sense. But we need to talk about that later. But Damian Lillard, possibly the second best point guard in a league where the first best point guard is in the conversation of being the best point guard ever. I think that is a conversation that has to be had. Damian Lillard averaged 7 assists per game last season. I could see that going up to 8. And again, I could see Giannis having 32 points a game. I could see Giannis having 7 assists per game. I could see their stats going up slightly, because I think they complement each other quite well. And, I already said that I think that Giannis is a better defender than Jokic. I do think that Jamal Murray in the next 2 or 3 years could be discussed in the conversation of being a great point guard and a great piece to a team. It's early, but you see him getting better every single year, and you see him adding stuff, or not even just adding stuff to his game, being more confident every single year. So I think that's a fair counter to these two. But it stays the same that Damian Lillard is Damian Lillard. He is one of the most clutch players in the league right now. Someone you can trust. Someone who makes pretty good decisions with the ball. Hell of an athlete. He still has that ability to take you off of the dribble as well as having that threat from the 3-point line. And just adding someone who can cut to the basket easily, or take one dribble, spin move, and he's already at the free throw line, but he can dunk from there because his arm can reach from the damn 3-point line to the basket. Just adding that, also having Chris Middleton there, who is, people still forget, he is a great, good, solid shooter. Brook Lopez, who is a good 3-point shooter. Bobby Portis off the bench, who is a solid player, but he can still give you 12. I just think that this duo is the duo to watch out for. do think that they will take a few games to need to adjust to each other, just like any team or any duo. And I think this will be the first time that Dame will be playing with a dominant big man. And I think it's hard really to gauge on what Giannis is, because I do think he is a big man, but he is an different type of big man. He's not the slow, methodical, or the post-dominant guy. He is someone who is athletic. He is someone who is light on his feet. He is someone who is willing to do the dirty work and get those hard rebounds that I know that DeAndre Ayton won't get. And yes, I am hating on DeAndre Ayton. I feel like he's one of the laziest big men that I've ever seen. But I don't feel like ranting about him right now. And I just overall think that this duo will be the most dangerous in the league once everything starts clicking. So yeah, those are my thoughts. I agree with Stephen A. I do think that they are most likely going to be the best duo in the NBA. I don't think they're going to win a championship right now. I do think that they are definitely getting to the playoffs. I could see a conference finals appearance, but I don't see them winning the championship yet this year. I do think that they may need a year of gelling, as well as seeing what else that they need, be it on their bench, or because he'll be starting Chris Middleton, Giannis. So I think they're missing a 2 or a 3. Bobby Portis may start at the 3, and then they have a pretty sizable lineup. Pause. But yeah, so those are my thoughts. Like, comment, subscribe. Again, 5 likes, and I will definitely talk about the point guard position, on who I think is the best point guard, and why I think that it's a hard conversation on how first you would have to really define on what a point guard is. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Peace.